Okay, so this is okay, so this is a fix that I'm currently in. As you can see, like we're under pacing, fast forwarding through it. We're about to go green here. As you can see, I'm going through turns 3 and 4 because we're about to go green. On the initial starts of these races, I'm always trying to get like as many spots as I can. Because like I feel like, you got like the first like 5 or 6 laps to get as much as you can. So you see like the guy in front of me, he gets a bad start. I go to his inside, we're 3 wide. I'm trying to make sure I don't hook him. The guy underneath me he's running me pretty tight, which was fine. I then go into one. As you can see, like I slightly overdrive and I have to drag the brake a little bit to like get the nose back planted. But once I have the nose back planted, I'm like playing with the gas to be able to like I had a little death wobble right there. But as you can see, the caution came out. I was able to get a couple positions. All right, and here's the next restart right here. So as you can see, like I'm rolling back or whatever and whatnot, and the green flag comes out. The guy in front of me, I think, is on auto blip, as you saw right there. His shift was, it was a little slow. Right now we're 3 wide. Like I'm going into turn one. Got a little sideways right there. The 20s, he's getting up to speed up off the corner. I look to my right to see if I'm 3 wide. I then go underneath the 20 to put it 3 wide. And I'm gonna go into 3 here. I'm not like bonsaiing the corner. I'm just like going in there hard enough to where like I know that I'm driving in deeper than the guy on my outside. And I always keep my left front underneath the guy that's in front of me, so I'm able to turn. And you see how I was able to get the 3-for-1 special right there. So same thing with here, turn one. I don't think I go under this guy. Okay, I lied. I apparently do. I go in here, I downshift, I make sure that my nose is set, and I'm very careful to not like throttle up like in between seams. Like I throttle up like before I get up like on the first seam. I cut it a little close with the 23 right there, the 22, sorry. And then these next like 3 or 4 laps, I'm just gonna try to show you guys like what I mean as far as like just taking care of your tires like once you have track position. As you can see, I had a little bronchitis right there, had a little slight cough. But as you can see, they're battling pretty hard up front, like they're side drafting each other and stuff like that. And as you can see, like going into turn 2, I lifted at the 2. Now we're off of turn 2 now, but just notice the difference in the speed that the 6 is carrying going into the turn versus me. See, like I lift off here like a pretty good bit. He gets a little aero tight because he doesn't put his left front underneath the guy that's in front of him. That's like the biggest thing in this car is that you have to enter with some type of clean nose on, or some type of clean air on your nose. So as you can see right here, I lift early. I'm dragging the brake like just slightly. I have the nose planted and I'm full throttle before I hit the first seam, or the second seam, sorry. And you see he got the run because he was on the outside. But you see how smooth my inputs are? See, look, I'm just lifting. I'm just barely dragging the brake down the hill. But the whole time that I'm doing it, I'm making sure that my nose is to the left of Chad's. So that way I have like constant rotation and whatnot. And as you can still see up front, they're battling pretty hard. I mean, they're chasing each other down to the apron and whatnot, which is fine. I mean, I'm just sitting here just saving tires. And same thing going into that corner. You saw how like I lifted like pretty early, and I'm just like easing back into the gas. And once I'm full throttle, I'm like fully committed because I know that I'm not like overdriving like when I do that. See Chad's getting a little bit slower on the outside. As you see, like I'm still lifting like way early. I didn't even brake in that corner because I lifted so early, but I made sure to get my nose. If you can just get your left front pointed out, you can do like whatever you want to basically for the corner because you have clean air. What I've noticed that like a lot of people struggle with is that they enter like right in the guy's wake. So when they can't turn down the track, they're thinking that like they're just like overdriving or whatever, but they're just like in reality, they're just not turning in soon enough. As you can see, I almost clear him right here. I put a little mean side draft on him so that way we go into turn 3 like, we're like even. But even like when I'm side by side with him, I still keep the same driving technique. Now I do downshift a tad bit here, but that's just to make sure that I can clear him on exit. I cleared him, and that's that. Now we're gonna fast forward past this. We're now on lap 14, and I want you to see like the difference. This is where I feel like a lot of people don't like understand like the concept of like of tire saving and whatnot. So I want you to pay attention to the difference in the way that I'm driving into the corner versus the way the number 7's driving in. See, like I'm lifting really early. Now in this corner, you can't really tell because he's running the outside, but watch going into turn 1. See Joe gets a little sideways in front of me. That's fine. See, they're blocking a little bit. I'm paying attention to it. You can see it with my eyes. And then here, watch. I lift way early, and you see how the 7 just like tosses it off in there. He gets like no arc, and he shallow entries the corner. Then he gets loose right there because he's trying to make up for his lack of center speed by getting back to the gas too soon. In turn 3 here, as you can see, like I'm just lifting like super early because the draft is gonna take you. There's no point in you driving hard because the draft is gonna take you to where you need to be. Like no one's gonna pull away here. Like you see how much faster the 7 is off the corner, but I want you to watch the difference of us going into turn 1. See? I think he hit the 5 going into that corner actually. As you can see, I overdrove a little bit right there. I got a tad bit sideways. You can also hear that he's shifting too. I'm gonna be quiet going into turn 3, but you can hear like how much higher his RPMs are than mine. So you can hear it. See, he was in 4th gear just then. And I'm still just staying in 5th gear. Like I'm trying to like avoid shifting if I don't have to. Because if I can keep with the draft like without shifting, then why would I put more stress on my tires? Now, as you can see right here, I put it on the first seam. I never went below it. That's another like important thing. Just like in general, like with this car, when you're, as you can see, like I lift to let them back in line. If you're gonna go into a corner, you have to commit to whichever lane you're going to. Like I ran the 2nd groove because I was committed to it. That was the lane I wanted to run. And I believe I'm gonna do the same thing going into this next corner because you can get better drive off from the 2nd groove. So as you can see, like he's going all the way down to the bottom. Well, I end up going to the bottom too. Okay, disregard that corner. But as you can see, like he got to Tyler's left rear. He got tight. Now, at this point, I'm just staying up top so that way I can clear him. But even then, I don't want to cut down on him because he's been known for driving in our race. To what he did, which is, that's what he just did just then. He like tossed it off in there. And then he's gonna give me a mean side draft on the front straightaway. I thought he was gonna hook me right here. He was pretty close, but he didn't hook me. Just made slight contact. Even then, I lift early enough. As you can see here, like I'm just easing back into the throttle. I'm not really in it too hard. I let him come up in front of me. I get smacked from the guy behind me. And then I'm gonna lift pretty early going into this corner as well. Because again, I'm just saving tires at this point. I'm keeping an eye on Chad. I'm just gonna say that his last name is Oxygen for this time being. He's very fast on long runs, and I know that, so that's why I'm saving my tires. Because I don't want to get caught lacking, because he's caught me lacking before. And since then I've learned from it. So that's why like I'm going so easy at this point. As you can see, the 7 is really tossing it off in there, trying to get by Joe at this point. And he tries a slide job right here, gets really sketchy off too. Now he does not put Joe in the wall, but I did think that was a little crazy. But I mean, like, like no one wrecked from it, so it is what it is. And now at this point, you're gonna see me, I'm just gonna push Joe here. Or I'm telling Joe that I'm gonna push him. Because I don't want him defending when we're just trying to catch Tyler. So as you can see, like, I just told him that. He just said, okay. Yada, yada, yada. Now, I just want y'all to listen to what he just said in that scenario. I'm going to tell him that I'm pushing him up to Tyler, and I want you to pay attention to what he says back. This is very, very important. Pay attention to what he just says.
All right. If I feel like I can't do it, I just won't die.
If I feel like I can't do it, I will just let you by. That is a very key thing that is called, one is called common sense, and the other thing, it is called racecraft. If he knows that I cannot, or if he knows that he doesn't have the tires to catch Tyler, there's no purpose in him battling me. Now you're gonna keep it going here. So we're gonna try to work together to try to catch Tyler at this point. So he's like 0.7 once we pass Benjamin. And I just want you to just like pay attention to like how I'm putting my left front out going into turn 3. So I make sure that I turn in before him, and you see how I'm offsetting him the whole corner. And watch what happens on exit. See, he's directly in Tyler's wake, and look at what's happening to him. It's causing his car to be more ill handling than it already is. Like at this point, like we're struggling for drive off at this point. So you see, like again, I'm running lower than Tyler, and I'm running lower than Joe to get like clean air like on my nose. And I'm gonna do the same thing here going into turn 3. See, I'm always to the left of Joe, and in return, it helps me out on exit because look at what happens. Like I'm perfectly fine on exit. I'm not like wobbling or this, that, and the third. Like I have good drive off at this point, and my car is still turning. I'm gonna do the same thing here going into turn 1. I lift really early. I just gently drag the brake. I'm setting the nose. Okay, the nose is set. Boom, I'm back in the gas. I'm just gently easing into it. I'm not going crazy with it. But once I'm fully committed, I know that I have enough grip to go full throttle because, I mean, it's just something that you'll just feel at that point. Same thing going into turn 3. Again, I'm offsetting his car. See, like, he's starting to struggle with drive off at this point.
Just go by.
And that right there, he says, go and just go by because he's just letting me go by. And I appreciate him doing that. I was keying up to say thank you right there. And now I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and I'm going to show y'all how, like, if you really want to like burn someone's tires off or whatever, this is what you do in the next gen. So it's lap 25, and I want y'all to see the difference here. Like here, I'll understand, or like you'll like understand like if you just watch it. So he's running up top, and he's trying to defend. I just downshifted, as you can see. Like I have like pretty good drive off. I was a little Louis right there, but it wasn't nothing crazy. That was me telling Tyler that he doesn't have to defend, that I'll just stay in line with him. But there's a method to my madness if you watch. So as you can see, like if you go back and watch the last 10 seconds, you'll see that on this specific corner, I actually enter like right in his air, but I wait for like myself to like get below him before like I make any like sudden movements. Like right here, I'm in his line, and then right there, once I get below him, then I start driving the corner like how I want to. I wait for the car to be able to be in a position to where like it's not going to affect my handling. Like even if I enter like in his air, which I don't mean to, but if I enter in his air, I wait for my car to be lower than his. See? Here. You see how I waited to go lower than him before I got back into the gas? So I wouldn't have any aero push? As you can see, I have a run. I'm not really trying to pass him though, like I'm just chilling. And we're going into turn 3. Now look, pause. Now you see how I accidentally entered in his air. Now watch what happens to my car. Do you see how I had to wait that extra like half second? I had to wait the extra half second to be able to get back in the gas. Now I still got to run on him, but it's because of the draft. It's just like very like little details that I like pay attention to. Like this corner, I'm gonna, yeah, see, if you just exit lower than a guy, you're gonna eat him up like every time. He got into the wall right there on the back straightaway on accident. Same thing right here. I don't even bother shifting going into the corner. And you see I'm lower. And you see how I'm just like eating him up on exit. That's because my tires are better, because my line is more optimal.
I'm sorry, dude.
Again, I'm over here and I'm offset to the left the whole entire time. Even on exit, I'm offset. Even like as we're coming up the track, I'm offsetting my car to make sure that I have the best like possible like grip level on exit. As you can see, like he overdrives here slightly. He doesn't get to the bottom at all. And I think at this point he's done had enough. Yeah, see, he just told me to go by. And I think in turn 1 he's gonna run the wall here, and I'm just gonna go underneath him. As you can see, I think he got the wall a tad bit too. I'm not sure. But either way, I keyed up to say thank you. I think he was just letting me go regardless of if he got the wall or not. And then same thing here going into turn 3. Once I go by him, I start to like pick up my pace. As you can see, like I'm a little Louis off the corner, but it's not like, it's nothing too bad. See, I drive it off into 1 here. Pretty easy with it. I'm a little Louis right there. I'm more sideways than I wanted to be right there because I throttled up too soon. Because I just wasn't used to being like in clean air, like with having a car like on my bumper and stuff. But I mean, he's not really like on my bumper, but like you get what I'm saying though. See, my turn 4 exit is pretty straight. I'm wiggling the wheel just a little bit, but I mean, it's not nothing horrible. I think he got into the wall there in turn 3 or something. Now, as you can see off of this corner, I'm going to be a little bit more easy with the gas pedal, not get as sideways. I got a little sideways there. It wasn't nothing horrible. I pull up my tab to see if I'm like, you know, if I'm off on my last lap a little bit. But at this point, I'm driving like pretty hard because I'm trying to get away from him. That was a really good turn 3 and 4 right there. It's just really about like the next gen is just about like having like smooth inputs. That's all it is. And you have to pay attention to the seam. Now you see that I've moved up at this point. I've moved up at this point because I feel like the bottom, you see how like when I try and cross the seams and whatnot, it gets loose. So I move up a lane and you see the difference in my lap time. You see I was up 0.3 and that's not even like the whole back straightaway yet. These seams are what affect the car. It's that one and that one and that one. Every time you cross one of those seams, it de-wedges the car. So when it de-wedges the car, it's causing you to have less grip. And you obviously want like as much grip as you can. Same thing here. So you see like I'm putting it just above the seam. I'm not crossing it. That's another like important thing. I'm not like straddling the seam. I'm putting my left front just above it. And as you can see, the caution comes out, this, that, and the third. I'm gonna fast forward through it. Just long story short, I end up taking 4 and Tyler takes 2, I believe. So as you can see, I come out of pit road in 3rd gear. Now this is the first restart right here. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, on this one I got a bad restart and he had me cooked. Now at this point I know that I'm 3 wide because the guy in 4th just went above the guy that was in 2nd. So I try to go low. I then swerve back up to the 3rd groove to try to get a lane on entry. I'm able to clear both of them. I also want to run the 2nd groove here because I'm trying to cross as least amount of seams as possible at this point. But I'm pretty sure a caution's gonna come out like going into turn 3. No? Okay, never mind. It's not into turn 3. As you can see, I overdrive turn 4 really bad. That was just a case of like I just didn't have my nose set like I was supposed to, which is fine. And I think we're gonna get a caution going into 1 here. Yeah, see, there it is. So there's the caution going into turn 1. We're gonna fast forward through that, yada yada yada. Now, as you can see here, now we're gonna have a green white checkered. I'm just gonna try to time like when he's gonna go as good as I can. And we'll just see what happens after that. We're coming to the box. 3, 2, 1. I do a good job of timing it. As you can see, like I'm on his door. I'm side drafting him. I'm coming back up because I gotta let him back up at some point. And I just make sure to put it on his door in turn 1. But I never go below that seam, so it never de-wedges my car. And as you can see, I'm able to clear him. I then go low to, you know, I'm not trying to give him draft. And then I'm also trying to make sure he doesn't go to my inside in 3. I toss it off in there. I overdrive 3, but I use the seam to turn my car. Now, I know how I tell you to like not straddle the seam, but in that specific scenario, it's in your best interest to, like, if you overdrive the corner. As you can see, like now we're on the white flag. I'm staying low to give Joe draft because I'm just trying to keep them side by side at this point. Now I enter on the wall. I overdrive it slightly, and as you can see, because Tyler's getting a run on me in my mirror, but I know that as long as I keep him and Joe side by side, I'm fine. So as you can see, like I'm gonna clear Joe. I'm gonna come down and give Joe draft, so that way Tyler can't dive to my inside in 3, and I keep them side by side. And after here, I mean, it's pretty much like, you know, it's just smooth sailing from here. The main goal of that restart after I cleared Tyler, it was just to keep them side by side. That's it. Because like if I'm able to keep them side by side, it means neither one of them can try and dive to my inside in turn 3. And that's really all it is. As you can see, Brian is calling people morons at the end of the race. It reminds me of another teammate I have because he always says the word moron. But that's really it in this specific scenario. I don't really have, you know, like too much to say after that. Yeah, that's it. So I'll see you guys later.